Hello my besties, it's Dano here, and today I am bringing you a reading vlog, but I stuffed up and accidentally recorded my camera on slow-mo for, I'm hoping, only the first day. I haven't fully checked all the other clips yet, so I thought I'd just do a voiceover to try and save the footage, because clearly I'm still new to all this and learning, but I could not believe that I had done that. But anyway, welcome to the week. I am starting off this week by reading Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. I'm so excited to read this book. I absolutely loved Fourth Wing. It was a 5-star read for me, absolutely worth the hype. I was very scared about reading it, and that's why I delayed reading it for such a long time, because it had such a big hype that I was pretty scared about reading it and not finding it living up to the experience, but it did. I absolutely loved it, so I was very excited to jump into Iron Flame. The way I read Fourth Wing and the way I'm reading Iron Flame is I'm doing an immersive reading experience. So for those of you that don't know, immersive reading is when you listen to the audiobook at the same time as reading the actual words, so that you can comprehend things more, you can be more I'd say, like, I get more immersed into the story when I do this, and I've found that I absolutely love this style for fantasy books. I just feel like it sucks me into the world a lot more. I can just live and experience the world, as well as it helps with the pronunciation of the not so common names of things, which is definitely a help for me, because otherwise I would just gloss over words that I don't know how to pronounce, whereas this way I can actually comprehend them, and they sort of stick into my mind, and then I remember how that at least the narrator has pronounced them. So I find it such a great way to experience my fantasy books at the moment. I haven't tried it with contemporary books. I've only really tried it with fantasy, because it does take me a little bit longer to consume the book this way, just because my listening speed is slower than what my reading speed is. So for a contemporary, I just sort of read through it and fly through the book, whereas for a fantasy, they're a bit longer, they're a bit more in depth. I take the time to listen and read to them. But anyway, I can't remember if there was anything else I really said at the start of this vlog, but that I was excited. This is a library copy, so I did have to wait a little bit to get my copy in, but I'm so glad I got it and am sitting down to read it, and I can't wait to see what happens. It is it's almost 7 a.m. So I shouldn't be this tired, but I am. Anyway, I am going to read for about an hour. I have a meeting at 8:30 that I need to log on for, but I'm going to read until then and enjoy my coffee. And I didn't read much last night. I was like nodding off while trying to read, so I just closed my book. So I definitely didn't read as much as I was hoping and would have liked, but that's okay. I'm gonna just try and smash it out today. The problem is I think my audiobook goes back to the library today. So that's gonna be an issue. So I may not be able to continue immersive reading it. So I'm gonna see if I can find another copy while I'm sort of listening to it, and yeah, see how much I can get done. Alright. Done a bit of work this morning and now having my sort of lunch break chill session, and so I'm going to get a little bit more reading done. I started just giving myself, I'm going to do an hour of reading and just sort of like give me a little reading sprint, I guess, and then I need to get going and head over to my partner's for the day, and pick up some groceries, you know, all the fun things, but yeah, I also filmed another video this morning, which was exciting, so just slowly trying to get more on the channel, which I'm very nervous about, but I'm also so excited. Like, I love book content, I love watching book content, and I love exploring new things that are out there and just sharing my love of reading with other people. So I'm looking forward to doing the same with all of you. Whoever's watching, it's probably like one person. It's probably me just watching this back, let's be honest. But that's not why I do this either. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna get to reading and set my timer for an hour so that I just have a lovely hour reading. I also made a ridiculous size coffee, which I'm loving. It's all brewed. Yes. It's very hot though. Oh my god, that was intense. Oh, like, I couldn't stop while it was happening. That was an intense part. But I'm loving this book. I do know that there were some criticisms about, like, that people felt that this book was really rushed to release because of how popular Fourth Wing was, and that some bits aren't necessary, and I kind of agree with that. Like, that I'm only 182 pages in, and yes, there's probably some bits that could have been cut in an edit and stuff like that already, but oh my god, I love the story. And Tarn and Undana, I love them so much. But oh my god, that scene, yeah, that was intense. I don't know how long I've got left of my hour, but I don't want to stop. But I sort of like, maybe I'll get to the end of this chapter. Maybe I should just leave early and that way I can hang at my partner's until he gets home from work, and I can just read. Because I wouldn't mind getting up to part 2 at least today. And part 2 is on page 135. Sorry, 335. So that's, what, 150 pages away? We'll see. But anyway, I'm getting back to this because I need to finish it. Oh, so good. Okay, seriously, like, from one emotion to the other, like, one thing I have noticed about the immersive experience and listening to it and reading it is I'm fully in the book. So, like, when the emotions go, like, I feel it. So, the scene I was just reading, she was talking with Rhiannon and explaining about everything that had happened and how she's not sleeping and things like that. And it was just so intense that it got me going. Like, fuck. Like, it's a lot. And, yeah. I'm loving this. Just, if you haven't listened to a book while reading it, I highly recommend. It's definitely my new favourite way of reading, and to the point of I think I'm actually going to add it into my tracking data for next year, and have a spot on there, like, how did I read it, and keep it as a separate thing. So have a physical, digital, immersive, or audio. Yeah, just so I can fully track, like, how many books I've read like this. But I'm definitely loving doing the immersive experience with fantasy books, and I think that's definitely what I'm going to aim to do. I will definitely try and do the same with Onyx Storm when that comes out. I think it comes out in February. I cannot wait. I also don't know if this is meant to be a trilogy or if it's going to be more than that. I hope it's only a trilogy because I cannot stand to have to wait another year after Onyx Storm. Oh, that will be a torturous thing. I hope it's only a trilogy. But anyway, yeah. I just finished a chapter. I'm like, oh, do I stop now? Where am I in my time? Oh, I just bumped everything, sorry. Where am I in my timer? Okay, I've only got 10 minutes left. I'm just going to read another chapter, and then I will get going. Okay. End of the chapter. Do you struggle to stop when it's not on a chapter? I really struggle with it. I need whoever I'm with to be patient for me to get to the finish of the chapter before I move on to do anything else. I hate stopping mid-chapter. Like, it drives me insane. But anyway, I am now on page 202. So, definitely not as far into this book as I would like. I'm almost a third in. There's 623 pages, so what, a third would... I'm really bad with maths. 207 is a third, thereabouts. So, basically a third of the way in. And, yeah. Really enjoying it. Can't wait. I want to get back into it, but I am going to pack my stuff up for tonight and head over to my partner's. And I really should do some more work, but I really don't want to. I really want to read. And I don't really have an audiobook going at the moment either that I could do some work while listening to an audiobook. And I don't want to listen to this audiobook without reading. So, yeah, that's going to be an issue. I'll see how I go. Anyway, gonna get my stuff together and get it organised. Okay, I am finally back I'm at my partner's place now, but I have meal prepped all of our food for tomorrow, so I now have a little bit of time before he gets home. I should have like an hour, maybe an hour and a half before he gets home, so I want to be able to read as much as I can in that time. I've got so much other stuff I should probably be doing, but I'm too invested. I just want to read, and that's the part that I love about books that fully grip you in, that you just want to find any opportunity you can to sit down and read them. That's a good book. So, I've got my book. I've got a coffee that I'm very carefully balancing on the couch, and I've got some snacks. So I've got some chocolate coated pretzels, which they're like my kryptonite. But anyway, I'm not gonna have too many of them, just a few. But let's get into it. I just had one of those scenes, so that was definitely hot. Right, I do have to finish reading for at least for tonight. Now, and I'm probably not going to be able to update you any further for tonight, so I will see you in the morning. But I am now on chapter 28, which is 256 pages in. And yeah, I'm thoroughly enjoying the book. I can't wait to see what else happens, but yeah. I'm going to struggle waiting for Onyx Storm. I can definitely see that. This is why I wait until series are complete before I start reading them, because I want to be able to binge a series. So yeah. Anyway, okay. I'll check in later. Good morning. My battery is about to die, so I'm just going to make this quick. It is the next day, but I'm back in the same spot because I'm going to read for another hour. I've got an hour before I have to leave for work. And where I finished off yesterday was at page 256 on chapter 28. So I'm going to finish this book today. That is my goal. I don't have a lot on. I've got some classes in the morning and then classes at night, but between that, I plan on just sitting down and reading, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to finish this book today. So, yes. And then I don't know what I'll move on to, but that's a problem for later, not for now, because I just want to get into this. So, yeah. Hello. Okay. That's an awkward angle, but that's fine. Just doing an update. So I'm now in part 2 of the book. So I'm on page 337. It's like, it's good. I'm really enjoying it. I am definitely seeing where some people have said that there's a whole lot that could have been edited out, and I definitely agree with that. Like, some scenes just go on for a little bit too long. They could have just been cut down a little bit. but I'm still really enjoying it, and things are just starting to like change and pick up a little. Yeah, pick up a little bit, I guess is the right way to say it. And yeah, it's just, I want to know what happens next, but I can only read for another like 30 minutes and I'm not happy about it. So I'm like, do I just stop now that I'm in part 2, or do I keep going for like a couple more chapters? I don't know, maybe I'll just finish off. I'll read like one more chapter. Where does this chapter end? 300 and, it's in like 10 pages. Maybe I'll get to chapter 40. That can be my goal. So that's 4 chapters away. 37, 38, 39. Yeah, I'll read the 3 more chapters and get to chapter 40, which is on page 370. Okay, that's my plan. And then I've got to stop and actually start doing some work. And then I'm going to finish the rest tonight. I'm not going to bed until this is finished. That's for sure. Yeah. Because then I'll only have like 200 and something pages. Like there won't be that much left. I will easily get through that tonight. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to read. So, I know I said I'd stay up last night and read the book until it was finished, but I read it until I was like falling asleep reading. So I'm still another 200 pages off. I barely got anything read last night. I was just so tired after work, and like by the time I got home and everything, that I didn't have it in me to actually read that much. So I'm gonna sit down. It's like 6 a.m. now. And I'm going to read until it's done because I want to find out what the hell is happening. And yeah, cool. I look like absolute death, but it's pre-coffee. I'm just waiting for the machine to turn on. For the machine to turn on so I can make a coffee. And then I'm going to sit and read. It'll be fun. Seriously? What the actual fuck? Okay, my camera's gonna die, but I just finished. Well, I finished Shine and Flame, and I have some thoughts, but I also, at the same time, don't have any thoughts. I'm like, what the actual fuck? Did that seriously happen? Why am I so out of focus? Am I out of focus? There we go. The ending. I cannot deal with that. I need Onyx Storm now. And also, I looked up, it's meant to be a 5-part series. I cannot handle having cliffhangers. Like, at least Onyx Storm's coming in February. But am I gonna have to wait like another 2 years to finally actually find out what happens in the series? I am not okay with this. I am not okay now. What the actual F? Okay. On another note, once I've done processing the ending, I can definitely understand where people have said that there's definitely sections that could have been cut out. I think the book really should have been about 400 or so pages, about 200 pages that definitely could have been edited down where it just wasn't necessary. And then it like jumps to really important scenes and like all the action's happening, but like there's lots of in-between fluff. So I think that definitely could have been edited down, and I kind of hope that they're taking the time with Onyx Storm, now that it's being traditionally published, to go through and have that proper editing time. And since they've got the wait in between. But I guess I should do some work now, since I've spent the entire morning reading. But anyway, I have to pick another book for tonight to read. I don't know what I feel like. I have to think about it. Okay, well, I'll catch you later. Maybe I will have put some cohesive thoughts together by then. Good morning. I really need to find my little stand for my camera. But anyway, so I started Circe last night and I'm only 48 pages in. I am finding it very hard to get into this book. I think it's partially because I don't know like anything about the story, so I don't know where it's going, and I'm just waiting for something to happen. Like, it's just all about learning the different gods and everything at the moment, which, like, obviously I know the main god characters because I love Greek mythology, but all the other minor gods and lesser gods and like the nymphs and everything like that, I don't know their names as well. So just trying to learn all those, but I'm on chapter 6 and I feel like nothing's happened really. Like, obviously some stuff has happened, but not anything that's going to be like, okay, this is what the story is. So, I don't know. Like, it's not exciting me to read, which I find sad. So obviously I'm going to keep going with it because I really struggle to DNF. I wish I could DNF a lot easier than what I can. But it's just something that I struggle with because I like to complete everything. Anyway, but I also don't know if I want to just pick something else up or maybe listen to an audiobook while I do some computer work. Maybe I'll do that for a bit. It just frustrates me. Like, I was hoping like to get like straight into it and be loving it because I do love Greek mythology, so I thought this would be right up my alley. And maybe it will be, maybe it'll turn around, but it's a hard slog. Like, especially for someone that normally reads, like, I read about 50 to 60 pages per hour, which is technically faster than average, but I don't think it's that fast personally. But I'm only 48 pages in, like, I'm struggling. Like, it definitely took me longer than an hour to read that. And part of it's because I'm going back over and rereading bits and like just not connecting with the story, so I'm sort of not as focused with it. So yeah, I don't know. But I think I'll just switch to an audiobook. I might pick up Hunting Prince Dracula, which is the second book in the Kerri Maniscalco Stalking Jack the Ripper series. I have read this book before, but I haven't read the last one in the series, so last month I listened to Stalking Jack the Ripper, and then I want to listen to both Haunting Prince Dracula and what's Escaping from Houdini is the third one, and then read the novella, which is Becoming the Dark Prince, which is like in that 3.5 sort of spot, and then read the last book, which is Capturing the Devil, and then that will be that series complete. So I would like to say that I'll get it done before the end of the year, but I don't know if I will, or if it will be the first series that I finish in 2025, which would also be kind of nice to start the year by finishing a series, or at least not necessarily like as the first book of the year, but sort of in January. So like that first month I'm already completing a series, which is a goal of mine, to get some of the series completed, because I didn't realise how many series I was in the middle of. But anyway, alright, that's the update. Okay, so I am struggling really bad with getting into Circe. Like, I feel like it's just about to turn and just about to get into like the actual storyline, but at the moment I'm just not caring, which is frustrating. And it's just taking me so long to read it because of that. Like, I feel like I have to keep rereading passages. Like, I'm sure it's not a spoiler, but at the start of the book, her skin gets blistered. I had to reread that section like 3 times to actually work out that she was punished and something had happened to her, because I just kept glossing over that fact. Like, I couldn't retain the information. But anyway, I've decided to put it down for a moment and pick up something else, because I want to have a successful reading week. And my hold at the library for Hunting Adeline became available. This book was so popular back when it was first released, and I kept meaning to pick it up and just never did. And so now I'm picking it up and reading it, and I was sort of like, I started reading it while at the library, and I'm already way more invested in this than I am in Circe, and I've like literally just started, I've just started the first chapter. Yeah, but anyway, we'll see how we go with this. I'm going to have some lunch now and read for a bit. Good morning. I'm doing so much filming from this couch, but anyway, I'm back in at work. It is Saturday morning, and last night I kept reading my Hunting Adeline book. I didn't get too far into it. I was reading while having a bath and sort of having a nice relaxing night, which was really nice. I haven't done that in such a long time. But then I got really sleepy just because I was so relaxed. So once I got out, I couldn't really sit down and read, so I just watched Netflix for the rest of the night. And then ended up falling asleep watching Netflix. So I'm 100 pages in, so I didn't read for too long. But I am very, this book has me. I need to know what's happening, because I'm going to it pretty blind, and so yeah, I just don't know what's going to happen, and I cannot wait to read more. But I don't think I'm actually going to get much reading done today. I might get some done later. There's a photo shoot at the studio that I've got to be around here for, so depending on if they need help with proposes, I may or may not be able to get some reading done while that's happening. And yeah, otherwise I have a date night with my partner tonight, so I won't get reading done during that time. And then tonight I don't really have any of these books on Kindle, so I can't really read them in bed either. That's going to be an issue. I don't really want to pick up another book. I don't want to be in the middle of like 4 different books, because I'm still I will read Circe. It's just going to take me a little bit longer to get into the mood for it. But I want to finish this book this weekend. I want to finish this week at least finishing 2 books. Let's see how it goes. I feel like I've read a lot this week, but I also at the same time feel like I haven't. But I also do understand that Iron Flame was a mammoth of a book. Oh geez, even this one. I just realised. Hang on, what? This is 583 pages. It doesn't, it looks big, but it doesn't look that big. Okay, well, let's see if I get through all this book in the next 2 days. We'll see. I'm excited. Anyway, that's all my update for you for this morning. I'll check in later. Okay, I hope that's not too much of a really awkward angle, because I'm using my phone because my camera is in my car and I cannot really be bothered going and getting it. But I didn't really do any reading yesterday aside from what I did in the morning, because when I got to my partner's place we sort of just sat and watched some TV together, and then we went on a date night. So by the time we sort of did all that, I was so exhausted that I didn't get any reading done. I did start, I don't know if I talked about this yesterday, but I started book 2 in the Stalking Jack the Ripper series on audiobook. So that is Hunting Prince Dracula by Kerri Maniscalco. So I'm just re-listening to the first 3 books is my goal, because then I want to read the novella and the 4th book, which I still haven't read. So yeah, I started that yesterday, so I'm about 2 hours in, I think, and really enjoying it. I already know that I really like this book and I like this series, but I've just never gotten around to actually finishing it. So it's a goal of mine to finish this series, whether it's before the end of the year or at the very beginning of next year. I just want to get it off my conscience that I haven't finished it, even though I absolutely love the series. Anyway, sorry, I'm saying a lot, and that's driving me insane. What was I going to say? There I go again. I need to get better at that. I'm listening to the first 3 just because I've already read the series. I can easily listen to it and not feel like I'm missing out. But I'm going to read, physically or digitally read the 4th book and the novella, just because I feel like if I only listen to an audiobook, depending on what I'm doing, I very easily tune out. It's just, I use sound as a background noise for getting things done. So I have a tendency to tune it out because that's sort of what I've trained my brain to do. Therefore, making listening to audiobooks, especially when it's for the first time, really difficult. I have to actively make sure that I'm listening to it. I definitely do it, and I have done it for other books, but for something that I know I love the series of, I want to make sure that I'm paying attention to it. That's why I'm going to actually read the book. But anyway, I've got like half an hour before I need to leave for a work event. So I'm continuing on with my Haunting Adeline. This book is, I don't know what I was expecting, and I'm not that far in, but it's something. It's creepy. Yeah, but I'm enjoying it, so I guess we'll see where it goes and how far it goes. But yes, I'll give you my thoughts as I get further into it, but I'm not really that far in, so I can't really give you too many thoughts. There was definitely one scene that I'm like, holy shit, that, like, I thought I was reading some romance, but that was not a romance scene at all. That was violent. So yeah, anyway, if you know, you know. I'm gonna get back to this.
Okay, I'm just going to do this from this really awkward angle, but I'm somewhat really tired and could honestly just have a nap right now, but I'm trying not to because I still want to be reading. This book is intense. So, yeah, that's what I have to say about that. I'm loving it so far, but it is not at all what I was expecting. And, like, that's kind of a good thing. Like, I went in having no clue what it was about. And, yeah, it hasn't gotten too explicit yet. It's still, apart from, like, the torture scenes, the sexual side of things hasn't gotten explicit yet. So it's just, like, a slow burn, I guess, leading up to that. But yeah, I'm enjoying what I'm reading so far. I don't know if I'm going to finish this today, though, because I'm exhausted. I haven't even done that much today. Like, we had our stuff Christmas party, which was good fun. But it was just, like, it was very heavy in the social aspect. So just dealing with people for a few hours and being at a shopping centre, it was just lots of people around. So, yeah, it's 5 o'clock now. I'm going to read for a bit while the boy's out doing some work on, I don't know what he's working on. He was doing some welding or something before. So, just reading now, and then we'll read a bit later as well when he goes to bed. I'll read for at least an hour before I go to bed. And yeah, so I don't know if I'll catch up again tonight. I'll probably just wrap up in the morning. But I have enjoyed this week of reading. So yeah, okay, bye.
Good morning. So I just wanted to come on to wrap this video up. I am pretty pleased with how much I read over the last week. I think I read 950 odd pages plus a couple of hours of listening to my audiobooks. So I'm pretty impressed with that. It was a pretty average reading week, I guess. But I'm very happy that I did finish Iron Flame. So I read all of Iron Flame through the week and finished that. And I have gotten through 256 pages of Haunting Adeline. This book has definitely picked up and I'm excited to get back into reading it and finishing it. I don't think it will take me too long to finish it. I was trying so hard last night to keep reading, but I was just exhausted and my eyes were closing as I was reading it, so I'm like, no, I need to turn in and go to bed. But I definitely want to read another good chunk of it now. I've got a little bit of time, so I'm just going to wrap this video up and keep reading. But I hope you enjoyed this reading vlog with me. I can't wait to do more of them. I have a few ideas of sort of like reading challenges that I'll do vlog style, so like different series that I've been meaning to read. So my plan is to just do a reading vlog while reading those series, or trying to do some 7 books in 7 days challenges. So if you've got any ideas that you'd like to see, please leave them down below. Give this video a like and a subscribe if you are enjoying it, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!